If you thought North Texas was already growing fast, just wait till you see what we're going to show you today. We're going to be looking at brand new, coming out of the ground master plan communities that will completely reshape what you think about where you want to live, the lifestyle you want, and where you might want to plant roots in the next 12 to 24 months. Hi, I'm Phil Martin, and I am a native Texan, and I have lived in this area for well over 2 decades. And I have helped a ton of people relocate to North Texas. And if you're here on the channel trying to figure out if there's something here for you, stick around, because I'm going to talk about 7 of the newest and upcoming communities across the northern arc of the Metroplex. So let's get started going north in Denton County, and we're going to be talking about one of the newest communities, which is way out off of 35, near the intersection really of 35 and 114, and it is going to be an incredible master plan community. It's called Treeline, and it's in Justin, Texas. You know, in the past, Justin has been thought about just as a small, rural, kind of ranching, farming community, but all of that has definitely changed. Within a 30-minute radius of Justin, Texas, you're going to find Fort Worth, Texas, Denton, Texas, Southlake, Texas, DFW Airport will be within a 30-minute radius of Treeline. And as an added extra bonus, it's pretty darn close to the Texas Motor Speedway. And if you're a motorhead, you're gonna love everything about Texas Motor Speedway. And Treeline is being developed by an iconic developer, Hillwood. And Hillwood was founded by Ross Perot, past presidential candidate, famous bajillionaire, owned ADS. But he also was very interested and he's very passionate about developing communities here in North Texas. Also close to Treeline it's kind of in what they call the Alliance Corridor, because it's close to the Alliance Cargo Airport, also established by Ross Perot. It's one of the largest cargo hubs for air traffic in the United States. And so what you have in this corridor is an explosion of commercial businesses. Schwab actually has just established one of their corporate headquarters, again within that 30-minute corridor. And with the Alliance Gateway and the whole cargo hub and Fort Worth and Denton, you're going to be pretty within a 30-minute drive to lots and lots of great employment. You know, Treeline is going to be over 800 acres of gorgeous topography and landscape, and it's just going to be, and Hillwood really knows how to take advantage of the landscape in building these incredible communities, what I call neighborhood engagement with intent. Kind of like a neighborhood just to the south of Treeline called Harvest. Now, Harvest was a massive community. They're just on the tail end of finishing it out, but it's an integration of entry level to $1 million homes, and it's just got amenities that you wouldn't believe. And it was also developed by Hillwood. And so when it comes to Treeline, it's going to be the same meticulous attention to detail and intentional engagement with the people who live there. Treeline will be in the Northwest Independent School District. They have had a rating for academics and niche.com. And the area is just going to be lots and lots of trails, biking trails, hiking trails, observation decks, parks, an amenity center, pools, just an incredible range of outdoor focused things to do at Treeline, giving this community a stark contrast with the communities in Collin County like Frisco or Plano or Prosper. Treeline is going to offer a variety of different price points in the homes, from the 300s to the 600s and beyond. It's going to have a variety of architectural styles and treatments, multiple lot sizes. You're going to have 8 builders to choose from, including Highland Homes, Tri-Point Homes, American Legend, and more. And if you're looking for a great community over in Denton County that has all of the upscale amenities of a little city almost, but it has a great feel of a suburb that's meant for families and get-togethers, then you don't want to miss this next community, because it is going to be a doozy. And of course, we are talking about the newest of new communities. They're still working on getting it open. Model homes are going to be there maybe spring 2026. Keep your eye on it. It's called Landmark. And Landmark is located along Interstate 35 just before you get to Denton, Texas. It's kind of like right in between where 114 hits 35 and Denton, Texas. And Landmark's going to be 3,200 acres, designed to be like a little city, a destination to live, work, play, learn, and do everything that you need to do in life. It's planned for 6,000 new homes over the years as they finish it out. We're talking about 5 million square feet of retail and multifamily and multi-use. And the landscape and topography in this area is really rich. Rolling hills, green, and Landmark is poised to leverage that landscape to give you a living experience like none other. Now, envisioned amongst the 3,200 acres is going to be 1,100 acres of green ecosystems, parks, recreation, trails built around STEAM-focused learning parks. Of course, STEAM stands for science, technology, engineering, art, and mathematics. So they've got these trails and they'll have signage and little learning areas where you can learn while you're out taking a stroll in nature. It's going to be pretty cool. There's going to be a 300-acre park, which is huge, an entertainment district offering restaurants, shops, and retail entertainment, small business. And it's just going to be an incredible, like a destination to live is what they're calling it. And the outdoor activities will almost be endless with that many acres. And they're already attracting iconic shopping giants like H-E-B grocery stores. If you don't know what H-E-B grocery stores are, Google it. They're Texas, homegrown. They are quite iconic, and it's the best place in the world to do your grocery shopping. So as we come into the end of 2025, early 2026, this is going to be really good for early phase buyers who are interested to get in at the start before the prices become elevated. We're looking at 9 builders to choose from. They say they're going to have units starting in the high 300s and going way up from there. A variety of architectural styles and lot sizes, and just different things to choose from when it comes to what do you want your house to look like and where do you want it to be. Landmark is going to be Texas size. It's going to be one of the biggest master plan communities around. Have something there for everybody. But if living in the biggest isn't your bag, let's look at a boutique luxury community that's new and up and coming. It's on the east side in Rockwall County. It's located in Heath, Texas, over by Lake Ray Hubbard, and it's called the Estates at Bristol Valley. Let's go take a look. The Estates at Bristol Valley is, of course, on the east of the Metroplex in Rockwall County in a city called Heath, Texas. Now, how do you get to Heath, Texas? Well, if you come out of downtown Dallas on I-30, Interstate 30, and you cross Lake Ray Hubbard, you can't miss it. It's a big, beautiful lake with a low, long bridge, and the lake is known for wind sailing, motorboat sports. It's just a huge recreational lake. And when you hit the far east side, the other side of the bridge, you run into Rockwall, Texas in Rockwall County. So you go south about 15 minutes and you run into Heath, Texas. Now Heath is a beautiful community on the east side of the lake, close to golf courses, marinas. It's got rolling hills, it's green, it's plush, and the Estates at Bristol Valley. Check this out. This is a boutique community. It's going to be about 24 to 30 homes. It's gated. The custom builders can't divulge that right now. It's going to be ready, start looking at selling some of these lots and getting your plans together with the custom builders here in probably mid to late 2025, but it's going to be high end, it's going to be luxury. We're talking large square foot homes. We're most likely talking in the high 1.5, 1.9 million is where we're going to start and go up from there. But it's close, like I said, 15 minutes from Rockwall, or the town of Rockwall in Rockwall County, on I-30. Now, between Rockwall and if you go up north to Fate and Royce City along I-30, you're going to find a ton of big box stores, franchise names, all the usual suspects that you'd find in a sprawling modern suburbia. And they're going to be right there on the I-30 corridor. As well as Rockwall's been around for a long time. And in the old part of downtown Rockwall, you're going to be able to find some hole-in-the-wall restaurants, old family-owned establishments that have been there for a while. And it's just a laid-back lifestyle if you like the lake vibe going on, some golf courses, kind of out of the way, if you will. But it's still fairly close to the exciting things in Dallas and Holland County. For example, if you go back across the bridge, you can just go straight right into downtown Dallas and you'll be there in about 50 minutes or so. So you're kind of tucked in out of the way in this little niche enclave. It's gated, but you're fairly short drive to all the modern amenities that the Metroplex offers. And if you think you might like the eastern part of the Metroplex in Rockwall County, but maybe not in a high-end luxury community, you don't want to miss community number 4, Monterra, just up the road off of I-30 in Fate, Texas. Let's check it out. So still in the east part of the Metroplex in Rockwall County, we're coming up I-30, and if you like the idea of living east of Lake Ray Hubbard in Fate, Texas, then I suggest Monterra. And Monterra is a great master plan community. It's not as over the top with tons of bells and whistles like some of the others we've described that are coming up here earlier in the video, but it's a nice, solid, family-oriented community with great amenities. And that would include great resort-style pools, trails, pickleball courts. It's very close to Lake Ray Hubbard and also Lake Lavon for that matter. So If you want to be close to the lake, but you want to be not downtown Dallas or in the middle of the high-end Plano or Frisco, Texas, Monterra is a great option for you. If you're going just right outside the gates or the front entrance rather of Monterra, you'll find everything that you would need pretty darn close. But again, in your off time, if you do want to take a jaunt down to Dallas County or over to Plano, Frisco, Allen, McKinney, those areas, those fun destinations every once in a while, it's not a huge trip. You're talking 30, 45 minutes tops, great night out. But for the most part, you can relax in your part of the world on the east side of the Metroplex in Texas. Now Monterra has, I think they're about finished out on phase 1, but they got a number of phases to go. Plenty of homes there still to look at and to buy. They've got 4 great builders from David Weekley to Grand to KHOV Manion. You can call it KHOV for short. And also the iconic Highland Homes is building in Monterra. Everything from entry level to luxury can be had, but the affordability is off the hook. Starting in the 400s, you can get really a top line build and convenience and luxury in that community for the 600s and the 700s. It can't be beat. So if you're looking for the classic Americana suburb, kind of not in the middle of all the high glitz and glamour of North Texas, but you're in the I-30 corridor, again, family oriented, great amenities, great price points, a lot of bang for the buck. Rockwall County may be your destination, and Monterra may be where you want to go to explore. But what if you do want to be in the epicenter of everything that's fun and new in Collin County? That's where we're going next, to the north side of the Metroplex to Collin County, and we're going to be looking at a new community just coming up out of the dirt. It's a wonderful master plan community called Aster Park. That's right, Aster Park, and we've moved to the north side of the Metroplex, and we are in Collin County in McKinney, Texas, in this brand new community, still being planned. It's going to be available soon. It's called Aster Park. So where is Aster Park? Well, it's kind of far north McKinney. It's pretty close to Prosper, and it's also actually going to be on the west side of US 75. Now it's in a rolling hills, lots of trees, creeks, Trinity River, in the vicinity of Trinity River, Myers Park and Irwin Park, which has miles and miles of mountain bike trails. That's what it's known for. And although you're going to think you're way out in the country, you're going to be pretty darn close to the 75 corridor, to McKinney, all the shopping that McKinney offers. You're also going to be about, I'd say 15-20 minutes from all the shopping in Allen, the outlet mall, the famous outlet mall there, the 2 outdoor malls. You'll be about 45 minutes from DFW Airport, and probably anywhere from 55 minutes to an hour from downtown Dallas if you got to go during the rush hour. Now let's talk about Aster Park. This is going to be a luxury gated 414 acre community. It's going to have some pretty high-end amenities for the residents to enjoy. Everything from luxury clubhouse. We're going to have a resort-style pool, event, lawn center, terraced courts, game area, extensive trail system, 62 acres. It's an open, just open space. So you're going to get this feel like you're out in the country, a real rural feel to it. Aster Park is zoned at the highly sought after and award-winning Prosper ISD. And here's the kicker with Aster Park, guys. Even though it's brand new, if you haven't heard of them, they're the bane of some people's home ownership, a thing called a mud and a PID, the municipal utility district or a planned improvement district. These are basically just additions to the property tax, which people try to avoid. Sometimes you can't, but Aster Park will have 0 muds and 0 PIDs, gated community, rolling lush hills, luxury homes. It's not going to get much better if you want the luxury living with the rural in the rural areas, but be close to all the fun city stuff in Collin County. There's going to be 6 builders at Aster Park, including Toll Brothers, Shattuck, William Ryan, and of course the iconic Highland Homes. And of course these homes are going to you're going to have to step up to the price on these homes. They'll be starting probably in the high 6s, 7s, 8s, and by the time they have all the bells and whistles, you might even be up into the $1 million plus range. But if you're a move up kind of household, or you're somebody who's just looking for a quiet, a rural type setting close to the exciting stuff in the city though, but you're looking for luxury, gated community, intimacy, privacy, this may be the place for you. So keep your eye on Aster Park in McKinney, Texas, because this just may be the place where you want to put your roots down. And speaking of luxury, we're going to go to our next community, which is redefining the term luxury just about. And true luxury can be found at the new community of Ridgeline in McKinney, Texas. And Ridgeline is Win Jackson's latest 132-acre master plan community, and its location couldn't be more special. It's not too far from Aster Park, but it's a little further north and west. It's if you come west of 75 on Bloomdale, which is just where the county courthouse is, and you continue on west, you'll run right into Ridgeline. It's rich, plush landscape with trees, green rolling hills. It's just a beautiful place to just drive through even. And of course, once the construction is completed and everything is in its place and growing, and it's just going to be a wonderful place to come home to every single day. So again, just like Aster Park, the location couldn't be much better. You're talking, if you like to fish here or you like the lake lifestyle, you're about maybe 30-40 minutes away from Lake Texan to the north, one of the largest man-made lakes in America, known for its fishing, its sailing, and motorsports on the water. It just doesn't get any better. And you're going to be anywhere from 20-25 minutes from Legacy East, Legacy West, 15 minutes from all the shopping in McKinney and Allen. You might be 55 minutes to an hour downtown Dallas, 45 minutes down 121 tollway to get you out to the DFW airport. And so you're going to feel tucked away in this beautiful, lush green rural setting, but you're going to be able to pop right down to 75 and get to just about anywhere you need to get pretty fast. And here's a bonus alert. On 75, you might be maybe 10 or 15 minutes away from Buc-ee's truck stop. Again, like HEB, if you've never heard of Buc-ee's in Texas, look it up on the internet because it's a destination. It's good for a fun date night, etc. But Ridgeline has a lot to offer in terms of the amenity center, bike trails, hike trails. It's close to Irwin Park. 374 or so home sites should be opening up mid-2025. So this is the time if you want to explore this wonderful community, and luxury is what you have on your mind. This is where you may want to go. And you might be asking, we have builders like Shattuck, like Highland Homes, David Weekley, Grand, Perry Homes, and you might be saying, that doesn't sound, those could be very nice homes, but are we really talking luxury, like defining luxury? And actually, if you're just going to be in Ridgeline, it's a great place to be. It's upscale, it's a wonderful location, but there's going to be a part of Ridgeline which is going to feature Huntington Homes, which is the true luxury end of the Highland series. That luxury is what you're all about, and you want this type of setting, this is where you want to go and explore. These homes are the flagship of luxury in the area. We're talking 4,500 square feet and larger, and these probably are going to be starting in the 1.5-ish to 2 million and beyond in Ridgeline, the Huntington section. But if you want to learn more about Huntington, about luxury, about these higher end homes, you can join me in the Luxury Lounge on a Zoom call, text. We'll put it together and we'll get you all the information that you need to know about these luxury homes. Located in McKinney, Texas, and also located in the McKinney ISD for those of you thinking about where would your kids go to school in this luxury community. So for our last community, we're going to also be in Collin County on the north side of the Metroplex. We're going to stick with the high-end luxury theme, the smaller, more boutique-like communities, and this one is called Starview in Prosper, Texas. You don't want to miss that one. Starview is a vibrant community in a niche little location. It's really located at the right at the intersection of 380 and Preston Road. It's also located at that intersection on the northeast side is the Gates of Prosper, a very large retail center featuring some big box stores, plenty of entertainment and dining, anything you want to do over there shopping. But across the street in this enclave of Starview, it's not a huge community. It's really designed to have luxury plus the local charm of Prosper, Texas. Now, talk about location. You were just a couple of minutes away from hopping on the Dallas North Tollway to zip down to downtown Dallas in, say, 55 minutes. You're maybe 12 minutes from the PGA of America and those golf courses and Fields West and everything coming to Fields West here over the next couple of years. Shopping, entertainment, just going to be crazy. You're maybe 15-20 minutes at the most away from Legacy East, Legacy West. You're in the Prosper ISD. So in terms of location, it doesn't get much better. And Starview is developed by the Blue Star Development Company. Same one, it's owned by Jerry Jones, and he's done a couple of them, all Star Trail, Star Creek, etc. But Starview will be right in the family of the Blue Star Development Companies. They never miss, they're always a hit. And they are just now opening up the first couple of homes for sale. These homes are definitely going to be in the higher price ranges. They're going to be large homes, but the location and the local charm. So there's another bonus to Starview. Most of Jerry Jones's developments are like this. There's no PUD. He negotiated a great deal with the city of Prosper when they negotiated this development. And so it's got everything going for it. It's small, it's not huge. There's not a huge rack of amenities, but it's going to be well appointed, well heeled, and from that location you can be well traveled, but on short distances to get everywhere you need to go. You know, we have covered the north, the east, the west in terms of what's going on in the northern arc of the Metroplex and new construction. Communities that are not even available yet, but they're coming very soon, or they're selling their first phase or two now. There's just so much to think about, so much to do, but it's all based on new construction. And so I want to take this minute to, I'm going to go back to the office and we're going to talk a little bit about new construction and some of the things that you may want to consider and look out for, and things that a lot of people aren't just going to tell you about. But I'm going to be real straightforward and to the point and tell you what I think about buying a home at new construction. Well, guys, here we are back in the office. I told you to buckle up in the beginning because we were going to take a whirlwind tour, and we certainly did, going to west, east, and north across the Metroplex. And looking at all this new construction, like I said, I want to talk to you a little bit about new construction and how consumers may look at it. And I want to give you some inside tips on how maybe not to look at it. A lot of folks looking at new construction think, I don't need any representation from an agent, much less expert representation when going to new construction, because they're all the same, they're all new. What could possibly go wrong? Well, have you ever had a friend that bought a car, or have you ever bought a car where the first 6 months to a year that car just hung out in the shop? Right? Same thing can happen with a home. It's a product, and it's a product that's made by people, and people make mistakes. And so going into it, just remember that the sales rep that's looking or helping you when you get into that home is actually an employee of the owner. They're not a real estate agent. Rarely have they ever been a real estate agent. And when you are looking to buy a home, it's much more than just about the bedrooms and the bathrooms. Bedrooms and bathrooms are everywhere. But when you realize that when you're walking into a model home, into a location, that simply the only thing that salesperson has to offer you is the house they have to sell, right? And so the only lifestyle, the only amenities, the only thing they can talk about are the lifestyle and amenities that home that they have to sell can offer. And it precludes or stops you from maybe stepping back and taking a much broader look and getting a perspective of the different houses and locations, which, like we did today, will give you a different lifestyle and quality of life depending on the neighborhood. And so, not that new construction reps are trying to do anything bad. They are some of the best people in the world. I love new construction, frankly. I built almost 100 homes myself in the past 5 years. It's a great deal, and it's a great thing to purchase new construction, but you got to know the rules of the road. Number one, the only house they have to sell is the house that they have, right? And so you want to make sure that you get the perspective from many different angles when you're going in. And sometimes people say, look, I don't need an agent, because if they're not paying an agent, right, that professional fees for helping me out, then they're going to give me a lower price. And that's just not the case. I'm here to tell you, they're a business. The paying realtors professional fees is already built into what they do. And if the sales agent can keep you from bringing an agent with you, guess what they do? They make more profit for the boss. And in turn, they most likely are getting more money themselves. And so just because so some people just think because they don't have an agent, they get a better deal. And in many cases, if you get really excited about the model home because they're just gorgeous, you can really short sheet yourself by not having representation, and get excited and really forget to look at all the different variables that go in beyond the beautiful bedrooms and bathrooms that they have to offer. Some people say all the builders are the same, and I would say no, they're not. Right? Just like any car manufacturers of suits and shoes, they're all different. Not all builders are the same. And so the argument is, they all have to build to code. The fact that the builders are building to code protects me, because the city's going to bring an inspector out. They're going to make sure they're doing it right. And I have to tell you, building to code is like an ante in a poker game. If you don't have the ante, you don't get to play poker. And if you don't build to code, which is the lowest bar that you have to jump over to be able to build in a city, then you don't get to build. It's just the lowest bar possible. Many builders build way above code, because they understand they want durability. They want the long-term durability on their houses. They want a higher quality, etc. And so not everybody is the same. Different price points should deliver different levels of quality in the construction and the service, but it's not always the case. And if you don't know the questions to ask, you may run into something which is kind of like getting the rug pulled out from under you. You ever gone down the road and done something expecting a certain outcome, and at the end of it, it's like a gut punch. Somebody goes, oh, by the way, that's really not the way it's going to be. It's going to be this way, right? And again, don't get me wrong. I love new construction, but there are things to consider. There are so many moving parts. There's the sales, there's the construction, there's the after sales service. Those are three different departments. They can be massive corporations sometimes. The marketing department says one thing. Is the builder really doing what the marketing department promised? I don't know. I tell you an example. I had a client buying a brand new home. This was in Denton County a couple of years back. And we were going to go through on the preliminary walkthrough. That means we have about 4 or 5 days, maybe a week before we are going to go to close on this house. And so we start walking through the house, and I get up to the game room with the husband of the couple, and I straddle. There's a line going down through the game room and all the way down the hallway. And so I put my feet on either side of that line. I'm looking down at it, and you can see it here. And I tell the builder who's with us doing all the quality checks and everything, I said, hey, look at this line. And he started trying to convince me that it was a shadow. Then he got on his knees and he's rubbing. He says the way the pile is. And then he's like, well, this or that. And so finally, the wife steps up into the game room. She's like, oh, heck no, we're not taking this. And the builder was arguing with me. And so it took a number of days to resolve this, because what the builder wanted to do is just replace one half of the carpet. That sounds rational. That sounds like good service. That sounds like something that you would want them to do. But it's a carpet, and what you may not understand is you have to lay different, if you have different pieces of the carpet to make up a large room, it has to come from the same lot. The coloring of a carpet is made up of dye. And it's like tile. You can't match lot to lot. It'll be different, because you can never, ever, ever match one dye of lot to the next dye of lot. There always will be different. So I was telling him, no, you have to replace both sides from the same lot so we don't have this weird line going through the game room and all the way down the hallway. Well, that is what we had to go to bat on. I had to go a couple rungs up the ladder in the corporation to say, and this is a big name, and you would see it here, but I'm not going to mention the name. If we have a personal conversation, I'll absolutely tell you all about this one and many others, actually, that I could tell you about. They're not a bad builder, but in this instance, there was just a few things that happened to where it was kind of a pain trying to get them to provide the quality that the marketing department had promised, basically, is what it came down to. And so finally, we did get that fixed, but it wasn't without just a lot of effort. And so if you don't have representation when things like this happen, when discrepancies come up, it's just kind of hard to get through it on your own. So I would recommend, even if you've bought a number of homes and you're very seasoned, I highly recommend that you work with an agent who is an expert in the area on new construction, especially to really help guide you and lead the charge on any discrepancies. Even attorneys don't know that it's kind of crazy to represent yourself. They just wouldn't do it. And so, guys, always consider having expert representation when you're looking at new construction. So, if you're feeling a little overwhelmed and you're just kind of wondering, gosh, Phil, how would I navigate all this information? The different counties, the different subdivisions and communities, the process. How do I avoid costly mistakes or regrets, or even getting the rug pulled out from under me on some sort of last minute thing like the rug issue you just pointed out? Well, let me share with you what a really smart person told me one time. And he said, Phil, you keep trying to figure how everything works or how to get it done. You don't need to figure out how to do everything. It's too much. Just find out who the expert is and ask them to work for you. So, don't worry, you're the buyer, you're the decision maker. You don't need to know how, you need to know a who, and not just any old who, an expert who, and who you can trust. And here's what I'm saying, I am your who. And guys, if you're thinking about moving to North Texas and you're just trying to figure it out, to figure out there's something here for you, affordability, lifestyle, quality of life, I can help. Call, text, or email, schedule a Zoom call down below. And when we talk, I promise I'm not just going to bore you showing you a whole bunch of bedrooms and bathrooms. Those are everywhere, guys. And rest assured, we will cover all the bedrooms and bathrooms, but we're going to talk a lot about all the other moving parts that matter to you and your family to get the lifestyle and quality of life and the investment that you really want, getting guidance and clarity to help you move with confidence. Make the call. My name is Phil Martin. We'll talk soon.